Hello friends and welcome to the Southern Mountain Kitchen. Today we're making Southern Fried Crispy Chicken. So we're going to start out with a large bowl, which in this we're going to add 1 cup of buttermilk, 1.5 tablespoons of hot sauce, and 1 large egg. Now we're going to break up the yolk before we put this into our bowl because we want to make sure that it mixes through really well. And we're just going to mix this up completely until the whole bowl turns like a reddish orange color, because that's the hot sauce doing its job in there. And this is going to give a little heat to our chicken, which is going to have a great flavor. It's not overly spicy, it's just enough to give you a little bit of a taste. Now we're going to add our chicken to this mix, and you can add any kind of chicken you want to. I'm using legs and breasts, but you can use anything from wings to whatever, or thighs. But the point being is, when you do this, just remember cook time sometimes is different between a breast to a leg or whatever, because the legs have a bone in it, plus they're thicker, and it's just one of those things you're going to have to monitor the temperature as you're cooking it. So once this is completely coated, we're going to let this sit in the mix for a while, and I'd say 20 to 30 minutes, just so it gets a good coating on it, but it also gets the flavor from the buttermilk and the hot sauce. And that's something that you want to deal with, like when you're making your chicken, to have a little bit of a flavor behind it. So we're going to mix up our dry ingredients, and we have 1.5 cups of flour, 1/4 cup of cornstarch. Then to this we're going to add 1/3 cup of Italian seasoning breadcrumbs. So you can use regular breadcrumbs if you want to. Then we're adding in 1 teaspoon of chicken seasoning, 1 teaspoon of pepper. We're adding 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Then we're adding 1/2 teaspoon of chili powder, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of paprika. There's a lot of seasoning in here, but when you mix it with flour, it's not really so much. It's just enough to give it that kick of flavor, to let you know that you've got good chicken. Because sometimes chicken can be bland, sometimes it doesn't have a lot of flavor, especially if nobody puts good seasoning into the flour before they mix it up. So we want to go ahead and mix this up really well, get all that seasoning through it, and then we're going to take our chicken and bring it out of the mix that we had for the buttermilk, dip it into the flour, get it really coated. Then we're going to bring it back over and get some more of that buttermilk mix on the outside of it again, and bring it back to the flour one more time, because this is going to give a really thick coating on the outside of it, and that's going to help it be a lot crispier when we cook it. And it's just going to have this really great taste to it, because of the fact that that breading on the outside of it is really holding a lot of spice in itself, so it's going to actually have a great taste. We're going to put this in a large skillet on our burner for probably medium-high heat, around 350 degrees, and then add your chicken in a piece at a time. Make sure you don't overcrowd it, and we're going to cook this for the length of time it's going to take to cook everything. So like say 15 minutes. You're going to turn this once you're cooking along the way over the 15-minute period. Breast will probably be done in like 12 to 13 minutes. The chicken legs are going to take a little longer, just because of the fact they are thick. They need time, and you probably will need to check them with the thermometer to make sure they're the right temperature inside, because cooked chicken is 165 degrees internally. So we're going to cook this. One thing I want to remind you of: when you take your chicken out after it's cooked, put it on a wire rack over top of a pan so it can drip that way, because if you use paper towels, you're going to get a greasy mess. But if you put it over top of a rack and put it there to drip, the oil's going to come out and you're going to have crispy chicken all the way around. So once you get halfway through cooking, we're going to turn our chicken just to make sure that it cooks evenly. And as you can see, the bottom part of my chicken is cooked really well. It's got a really great brownish color to it. It looks great, and this is what you want to see. But you need to monitor chicken when you're cooking it, because you don't want to just walk away and leave it and not pay attention to it, because we want to make sure that they cook completely through. And this is what mine looked like when it was done, and I got to tell you, this is really good. Just serve it with some cornbread and mashed potatoes and you have a meal. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please like and subscribe. And if you get a chance, check out the Southern Mountain Kitchen website, where you can get a free recipe, check out the cookbooks available from the Southern Mountain Kitchen, and if you'd like to, you could order a cookbook at a discounted price, cheaper than Amazon, with shipping that is also cheaper than Amazon. So if you get a chance, check it out, and I hope you have a great day.